Yo, what is going on, guys? It's your boy Sam here today, bringing you the second episode of the Zombies Apocalypse discussion. Now, I've had a lot of time to think about what I could expand on next, and you know, like all of these games and like possibly some movies, they have different forms of zombies, and it kind of came to mind that, you know, over time, zombies would probably start evolving, and they kind of get really scary and shit, and I most probably wouldn't want to stick around to find out. In fact, I'd probably stick a bullet in my head, but we already talked about me trying to survive and shit, and I thought, you know, because like in the game Last of Us, you have the zombies gradually evolving according to the amount of time that they've been infected or as and afflicted for, and it's a bit weird. I mean, like you have the runner, which is a recently infected, to a clicker, which is like a real fucked up face, like a waffled vagina on your head that's split open, which is even creepier. And you have like a bloater, I think they're called, and it's like a massive freaking infested waffle, fucked up. It's unexplicable, guys. I don't even know how to explain it, but it is so banged. It is like the ugliest vagina in the world, with every single disease on it, and that's a bloater. Like the face just looks absolutely horrible, and it came to mind that, what if zombies actually began to evolve? Like, if this was to happen, what if they began to evolve and, you know, they could actually start climbing walls, they'd grow extra limbs, depending on how long, maybe not how long, but how they're, I don't know, like, maybe the person's gene kind of determines, like, what kind of mutations eventually happens with a person. Maybe it's a normal zombie, maybe like their genes mutate, and you know, it happens very randomly, and maybe they even mutate on wings. Like maybe the zombies are like really messed up, so when they afflict someone, they kind of merge with that person, so it's like multiple zombies in one, which is kind of creepy to think of. Like they bite you or kind of crawl onto you, and the skin starts molding with yours, and it's the most horrific thing I would probably ever see. I think I've seen that in a movie called The Thing, in 2012, I think 2011. There was a movie called The Thing. It's about an alien that would take the form of someone and then mold and do some weird shit and then merge people with itself when it gets found out. It's really creepy. But yeah, if you guys want to check that out for yourself, you guys will get what I'm trying to speak of. It's actually really creepy. So like multiple zombies, just kind of real fucked and stuff. And you know, like the zombies that kind of do like the crab crawl. So they kind of crab crawl, and their head is tilted backwards, and their mouth just opens up hell wide, and they kind of just run toward you like a spider. I think that's another really creepy thing. And if zombies were to evolve, I don't think I would want to stick around to find out. But it's kind of my idea of what would happen if zombies were to evolve, and what kind of bullshit would actually go down. I mean, there are a lot of theories out there that people have thought of, and I've looked online and stuff, and you know, people have thought like multiple zombies kind of merging into one, or maybe even, yeah, evolving. And I think Dying Light or Dead Island, like those games, are a really good example. Whereas you have the really fast zombies, you have the real screwed up how they mutate and stuff, and yeah, I think Dead Island is a really good example as well. Now I kind of just want to discuss a bit about The Walking Dead. It's a really cool TV show that's, for those of you who don't know, that's all about the zombie apocalypse and people just trying to survive, and it's a lot of drama and stuff involved with it. And I don't know if you guys have noticed recently, but like season 4 has ended already and is up to season 5, and we're all looking forward to stuff. But it's really not about the zombies anymore. It's really not. I mean, the zombies were kind of the first thing, and you'd put yourself in there, and it'd be like, oh my god, you know, we'd just be killing the zombies and trying to survive in equality, you know, we'd be together, we'd be surviving together. And then the whole kind of governor thing started happening, and it kind of became a bit of a, almost like a reality show, and like where, you know, you'd have, it's almost like a clan wars, you know, part of like the people would be like with Rick, and they'd be like really good people, and some people would be really innocent with the governor. They wouldn't know, and the governor's like the real psychotic little maniac, fucked up in the ballsack dude that would just be high in the face. And I gotta give it to him, dude. Like the eye patch does look pretty fucking cool. But he does play his character really well, and you know, I don't hate the actor, but I do hate the character. And I hate how the story kind of started going, because I really loved the whole, how everything was focused on the zombies. And then, like, they kind of made it to the power station, where the research station, and, you know, and apparently there was no hope, but I would have thought that they would have expanded on that, and made the whole story not really about, kind of a reality TV show where, multiple groups kind of just fight it out. It's almost like grief in zombies, you know? You can work together or you can fight, and I don't like the sound of that, or kind of the whole way that they were going with that. It didn't make me too happy, and for me, I liked it when everything was focused mainly on the zombies, and it didn't really become more about, oh, you know, this group's gonna attack us, we need to get together and meet up and do some weird mangled shit. We're gonna talk normally and stuff, except, you know, no one's gonna really care. And we're eventually just gonna try to kill each other again, because we're all psychotic like that. And I don't like how that kind of started going throughout the whole TV show. The whole TV show was really cool, and if the zombies began to evolve, I reckon, and if just they kind of did a different approach, I guess it was a really nice twist when the mum died. I'm not saying I enjoyed it when Carl's mum died, or Rick's wife, you could say it that way. But it's a nice twist, you know, it puts the whole movie or series into a different plot. So now you're sad and you feel sorry for them. But I feel like everything's been going way too slow with the whole governor thing, and it shouldn't have been there. It was unnecessary. I think the way that they should have continued it was from when the research plant kind of power failed off. There would probably be other research plants still ongoing with limited power, and you know, they probably found a way to work with generators and all that bullshit. And I reckon that would be a really nice expansion on the whole series. That would make it more interesting, and even mutating zombies, you know, maybe they'd find zombies that ran really fast, or were just starting to mutate, like I said, according to genes or something like that. I don't know. Because it wasn't too long since the apocalypse happened, and over time, you know, I reckon if they bring kind of mutating zombies into it, it would be really cool, because it would just bring a whole different twist. You know, it would take it away from the whole clan battle that they were doing. It's almost like Grief in Black Ops 2, like I said, but then it would kind of bring it back to the whole on track, what it's supposed to be about. It's The Walking Dead. It's supposed to be all about the zombies and the survival. And I guess you could say it's probably survival of the fittest, and I don't know if that's what they were trying to go for, but they kind of wasted too much time on it. That's what I think. They could have expanded so much more, made it way more interesting, and I kind of stopped watching Walking Dead from the episode where the baby is supposedly being eaten by zombies. At the end, you know, Rick and Carl see it, and then they kind of limp off into the bushes again after the governor does his final attack and gets shot at by the woman that he kind of tries to bang. I think he does bang her, I don't know. But I don't like how everything kind of started going. But if they can change it, I reckon I'd be more interested to watch. Be sure to let me know down in the description below. I think that's about halfway through season 4 that I stopped watching. I really want to know what you guys think about what I'm saying, and yeah. I really want to know your point of view of this. So, more about the whole zombie apocalypse thing. I would like to know if you were going to be in a zombie apocalypse, you would have three things to be able to choose. Any three things. Could be a person, could be a weapon, could be anything. You know, could be a freaking flashlight for all I care. I would like to know in the description below what you guys think. The three things that you would mostly think would be valuable for a zombie apocalypse, and why. You know, just a sentence on why you think each of those things would be interesting, and I'd love to check it out. I'd love to know what you guys would think. Right here I'm going for jump shots, and I'm doing a pretty bad job. Bam, baby. I think I get that one. That one's pretty cool. But I'd love to know what you guys think of, well, what you guys would think the top 3 most necessary things for a zombie apocalypse would be. And it could even be, like, for example, like an antidote. It doesn't have to be a thing. It could be something that you have. Maybe you have fucking superpowers. I don't know. It's just an idea. Maybe you could be immune. And why do you think that would benefit you? I'll tell you guys my top 3 things in the next episode. So I'd love to see and check out what you guys think your top 3 things would be. And I really wanted to share with you guys a little something that happened with me today. Actually, I went out to the city early in the morning, and I think this was all staged, but yeah, it was actually all staged. There's no such thing as real zombies yet. You know, it could happen. And for me, at that point, I was like, holy shit, I was making a video yesterday about the zombie apocalypse. Here it is happening right in front of me. So technically what happened was, there was a makeup artist around in the city, and he did makeup on someone to make them look like a zombie. And there were staged areas in this bookshop that I just happened to go into, me, out of all people, to get scarred. I entered the bookshop because I had to get some books for school, which was going to start really soon as well. I think in about 2 weeks, yeah. So I went to get some books, and I was through the aisle, in one aisle, just standing up and reading, and I could hear moaning, and then all of a sudden, like an instant scream. And dude, that put chills up my spine. I thought like someone got shot or knifed or shanked or something. And as I walked out of that aisle to peek through the front of the counter, there was like this freaking guy made to look like a zombie. Like, I was done, dude. I didn't even know zombies. I was I was lost for words. And he was pulling out like those string sausages, which at the time I thought it was intestines, because they did some weird mangled shit to it. And he was eating them, but he wasn't actually eating them, because he showed me later he had like a fake thing in his mouth. It was like a fake palate that prevented him from swallowing or even tasting anything. It was like a fake mouth plate outlining the inside of his mouth. So yeah, it was all good. Everything was coming out. He wasn't really eating any of that. And, you know, it was all dipped in red paint and stuff to make it look like blood, and it was coming out, and he was eating it, and I lost my shit. I threw books at him and everything, and he said, stop, and I thought, whoa, what the fuck? But I'd like to know what you guys thought of that. As always, this was your boy Sam. See you next time.